Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Shonen N Chill, hosted by Zenrotto and Oceaniz.
Hello, hello.
And we're back after an off week. You know, we decided to take a little recharge the batteries last week, as it were. But it's always a good time to come back because she was pretty good this week.
Yeah,
I think.
Jump is good these days.
Yeah, Jump is banging a bit. Before we jump into it, want to have a big announcement for you guys. Well, I don't know about big, but I think it's exciting. It's big to me.
I think my idea is pretty good. I don't know about you.
I'm a fan of the things that I make up. Actually, I can't even take credit. This was someone on the Discord server's idea.
Well, someone on the Discord server is very smart.
Very smart.
Sexy.
We are going to be holding a Shonen N Chill art competition. So we're going to go through the rules real quick, and then we'll talk to you guys in a little bit more detail about it. So basically, it's an art competition. So rule number 1, if you want to submit something, it needs to be a creation that you made for the competition, okay? So it can't be an old piece of art that you have sitting around or something that you already made that you want to show off. You have to submit something that you made specifically for this competition. Rule number 2, all the winners will be chosen by me and Oceans. We're not going to do any voting or anything like that. I think it's just faster and easier this way.
Dictatorship is the way to go.
Dictatorship, yeah. Democracy got it wrong.
Yeah.
Putin clapping enthusiastically as he watches from home.
Duh.
Rule number 3, no not safe for work art. Not even like on the borderline, where if you look at the piece of art you're going to submit and you think you would have to plead your case as to why it's not safe for work, don't do it. PG rated. All right. Number 4, this is the guideline of what you can submit, okay? You can submit any fan art of the show itself, meaning of Oceans, of myself, of like the internal lore, like your Shinzo Abe, Magageto kind of stuff, or it can be fan art of any series that we've ever talked about. So just like straight up Jujutsu Kaisen fan art would be fine, and that covers everything we've talked about on the regular show, on Shonen N Chill Plus, and on these special episodes. So as long as it's been on a show, you can submit fan art of it. And then we will pick the winners in 7 weeks from today, which will be episode 47. We're going to have another Shonen N Chill live episode, and we will show the entries and pick the winners then. And I think we agreed the winners are going to get to pick a volume of either My Hero Academia or Jujutsu Kaisen. And we'll have that shipped out to whoever wins. And then if you want to submit your entries, I'll put this down in the description too so everyone can see it, just because you don't have to rewatch the video every single time you want to try to remember where to submit your entry. It's going to be in the Shonen N Chill Discord channel. We'll have a channel called Art Contest Submissions that you can drop your picture in. Or we'll also have a hashtag on Twitter that we'll check. It's going to be hashtag SNCArt, short for Shonen N Chill Art. And you can submit it with that too. I recommend you put it in both places to guarantee that we see it. And we take no responsibility if you submit an entry that we don't see, because it was only in one place and we happened to miss it. Okay? Okay, great.
One thing, this is super exciting. Second thing, while you were listing the rules, I kept nodding like a dumbass as if anyone can see it.
Well, I appreciate the support anyway. You're reaffirming what I'm saying. You know?
Yes. This past like year has been so bad in that, cause like, you know, I'll be in VC with like, I don't know, like classmates or whatever, and they're explaining their ideas. I'm just nodding as if anyone can see what the fuck I'm doing.
The new COVID world. It's all different now.
The pathologic need to nod. But okay, that covers all the exciting announcement stuff, I think, right?
I think so. Oh yeah, you can also submit digital or drawn creations. So if you're going to do like edits and overlays and stuff like that, you're welcome to submit that, or you're also welcome to submit drawn art. Up to you.
Yeah. The definition of art here is sort of, you know, it's a bit more open. Like if you want to make like headers or wallpapers or just edits of things, absolutely go ahead. If it's memes and things like that, we'll consider it.
Just don't send us a straight up picture of just like a volume cover of Bleach.
Yeah, that like put your spin on it, right?
Yeah.
But go wild. We'll look forward to what you create. I I severely hope it's all very nice and very flattering to us.
We'll see.
Yeah. Us, the puppets at the end of the strings emerging from Shinzo Abe's hands. That's a free idea right there. You're
Oh my
welcome.
god. Look at that. We're already taking half the struggle of the contest out of your hands.
It's okay. It's okay. The hard pill to swallow is that the winner is gonna be whoever bribes us the hardest. But don't tell him I said that.
That's fair. All right, you want to go ahead and jump into our top threes?
All right, for sure. My top three. At number three, Red Hood again.
Okay.
Yeah. At number two, Jujutsu Kaisen, and at number one, My Hero Academia.
Okay.
Wow.
Shocker.
Yeah.
So my number three was Dr. Stone. My number two was My Hero Academia, and my number one was Jujutsu Kaisen. Also
And
shocker.
yeah, who could have seen that coming?
Wow.
we really we're really raising the bar every week here.
Yeah, it's
Just
unpredictable, this show. Absolutely unpredictable. You never know what move we're going to make.
yeah, I mean, literally the only time it's interesting is when Jutsu Kaisen is like absent or My Hero is absent. Then we're just struggling to like find a way to fill the holes. Like, trying to put cube-shaped boxes into round holes.
It's that TikTok meme of the guy picking up the different colored cubes and putting all of them in the square hole.
Yeah. you look at I know you look at Witch Watch and you're like, if I squint at it, it kind of looks like Jujutsu. Come on, baby.
I could make this rawness and swag if I have to.
We could make it work.
Take the cute comedy series, stick it in the rawness and swag hole.
All right. What's first on the chopping block?
First up is gonna be Dragon Ball Super.
Nice. It was a chapter of Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah, it was just the same shit. I wanted to make fun of it, but after a while, I'm like, how much can I make fun of the same fucking thing every time?
Yeah, like I saw people say like when it came out, like, oh, this was the only way the arc can go. And I swear to God, Dragon Ball fans have been fed the same arc so many times, they don't understand that there is another way to structure arcs. Like, oh my God, this shit is. It feels like Super is stuck in a parallel universe where the last 30 years of manga writing didn't happen. Because it's just the same shit over and over again. And I
Yeah.
fucking hate that Vegeta is always the butt of the joke.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we talked about how the new form's fucking ugly, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's still fucking ugly, but I think the thing that pisses me off is I feel like it's a set of eyebrows away from being actually pretty cool looking.
Mm-hmm.
So that sucks. And then two, the concept of it is kind of cool, like on its face, where it's just like a straight up battle rage mode, and the more he gets hit, the stronger he gets. Like that's pretty cool. But also, it's called the dumbest thing ever. And everyone's like, oh, he's making a joke at Goku's expense. I was like, I don't fucking care. That would be like if you saw Batman, right? And you're like, ah, man, that's lame. I'm going to name myself like Swan Man to get back at him, to make fun of his dumb name. Okay, but your name is still also fucking dumb. Even if it's making fun of Goku's name, it's still dumb, and it's worse. It's worse than Ultra Instinct.
It's weird as well because I remember when Ultra Instinct first appeared, like when it was when the Super episode was about to drop and like the leaks were happening and everything. Like some preliminary translations had that as like the secret of egoism and whatnot. So it's funny to see that come full circle here, in an official capacity. But yeah, like this. It was just another chapter of Dragon Ball Super spinning its wheels. Like honestly, I really have nothing to say on it. Like
Yeah,
form would be
uh,
cool if Dragon Ball Super was not stuck in the past.
it just
Like that's
never
it for me.
seems to like want to do anything new. Dragon Ball
Yeah.
Super is one of those things where they were like, "Hey, we haven't done Dragon Ball in a long time, so let's do Dragon Ball," and it's just the same as we used to
Yeah.
do it. And like, it does some cool stuff now and again. Like I thought the Tournament of Power was like kind of a cool concept. You have all these alternate universes. You have to bring a bad guy back to fight with you. Like,
Hmm.
okay, but then that never really went anywhere either. I feel
Hmm.
like Dragon Ball almost feels like a Seinfeldian sitcom at this point, where like it doesn't matter what happens in the arcs as long as we end up exactly where we were when we started.
Yeah.
As long as nothing major really changes other than maybe like Android 17 hangs out with us sometime now. Like as long as we're more or less in roughly the same position we were in when we started the arc as when we end it, then that's the Dragon Ball arc. So we just
Well,
have to do dumb shit in the middle. That's just like punching people.
yeah, but it's also like it's not just that. Like I used to think that that was its main problem, that it's kind of stuck with having to just always retain the status quo. But it's not even just that, because you could make interesting stuff in it. But Dragon Ball Super, especially the manga, suffers from this a complete disinterest in trying to write anything new. Instead, just being completely content with just rehashing the same arcs over and over again. Like every single arc in Super is basically a cool new concept gets introduced, and then immediately everyone just starts fighting. And there's nothing of interest happening here. Like this granola arc was super interesting at the start. I was super into it. And then they started fighting and never stopped. And
Yeah,
like,
and it's always kind of the same thing, right? Like it's even
yeah.
they even sort of did the exact same thing with both the fighters in this fight, where it's like we're gonna fight now, and then we fight, and then there's some shit like you're really strong, but that has made me strong now,
Hmm.
and then Granola did the
Yeah.
same thing back to him. He's like, oh, you're strong, but now also I'm strong, and that's just what it's gonna do. And then I'm sure
Yeah.
he'll have some change of heart, and he'll be like, oh, they're not that bad actually. Also, how is
Hmm.
Goku healing a gunshot wound to the heart with just like his hands?
Hey, you know,
He's just putting river water on it and then just being like, "Come on, man, heal me better."
la- la- last time he was last time he was on the other side, he quickly chatted Jesus up for some tips on healing. It's no big deal.
Just remember when they needed like senzu beans for that? Now he's just putting dirty river water in his wounds from a planet he's never been to.
It's like I can't wait to get cerulean rabies, but at least his wound will be done. It's like they defeat Granola, they save the day, and then Earth succumbs to the terror of a new space virus
Some
that Goku
horrible
imported
space
in.
virus from fucking planet cereal. It's the
The
Cheerios
Kellogg
virus.
virus. They're coming. The Fruit Loops. But yeah, no, Dragon Ball Super gets a failing grade from me.
Yeah, shit's boring. It's just boring. It's
Yeah.
not. I can't get hype about it anymore. You know?
Yeah, like, and that's the thing, like, I feel no one that's making this shit is still hype about it. Like, it's just, hey, Dragon Ball, come on, guys, it's the people fighting, and it's like exactly how it was in the. Isn't that cool? It's like, no, no, like, try something else. Like, oh my god, do literally anything other than just, I am Guy. I want to do a thing that necessitates me to fight. Oh no, Goku and Vegeta, let's fight. And then that's the arc.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm at the point now where like I would almost rather just have a full arc of like slice of life bullshit. That's just like
well,
silly fun.
isn't the new movie apparently going to be Slice of Life?
I fucking hope so. I haven't looked into that even a little bit. But like if they just did a whole arc of like we're just going to fuck around. I would like that so much more than some dude being like I don't like bad people, usually Frieza. Something about I'm strong compared to Frieza and then I have to punch Goku a little. And then he's like, "That's not so bad." And then the other guy's like, "Yeah, right. We're best friends now." And then that's it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, literally, here, Toyotaro, since you watch this show religiously, here's a free idea. Fucking make some villain, like whatever the fuck, like some random guy you make up on the side. Make him track down the hyperbolic time chamber while Goku and Vegeta are inside. Make him break the door and seal them inside of it. Make an arc out of that. Congrats, you have a more interesting arc than anything that Super has done so far. Like,
Yeah,
have
all the
like,
beginning
have
of
a way.
this, like the Space Odyssey stuff, was like cool. And then
Yeah,
now I
exactly.
can't give a shit about it because I know exactly how it's going to end up.
Yeah,
Because Dragon Ball can't do anything neat or cool.
yeah, it's annoying. And again, like literally just find in like even just find a dumb way to get Goku and Vegeta out of there, or make it so that they're not the focus of the arc, and have like some dumb space adventure. Like unironically, I'm literally just asking for like Dragon Ball GT at this point.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
cannot
shit.
believe.
GT was at least different. It feels like
Yeah.
Super's just spinning it's the same wheel that we've been on since fucking Vegeta landed on Earth.
Hmm. Yeah. Like it's such a weird cycle to turn around on, from being super excited that Dragon Ball Super was starting to get the taste of GT out of my mouth to now unironically wanting GT-esque story arcs in Super.
Dark times.
Life is weird.
It's dark
Yeah.
times, man.
Yeah. So what do we give Super?
Uh, an unenthusiastic yawn out of 10.
Yeah, thumbs down. Failing
Boo.
grade. Boo.
Boo.
Get new material. Like literally.
Please, anything.
Yeah.
All
What's
right.
next?
Next up, we have Witch Watch.
Which was fine.
I
Like
liked it. Yeah.
I'm digging this
I
arc.
don't love the comedy ending of like, oh my god, the bad guy was tiny, smack, victory.
Mhm.
Like, but it was okay. The rest of it was cool.
Yeah, like it. I'm kind of disappointed we didn't get to see Mori and the wolf fight, but I mean, I suppose they're saving that for something. Um, I found it really cool that the enchanter was like, "Oh, they're probably coming at us with like disguisement magic, so everyone just flail around."
Yeah, just start
I don't-
swinging.
Yeah, like I thought that was pretty cool. Like it was funny, but also showed that they were up against someone who actually knows their shit. Um, but aside from that, it was kind of a weirdly inconsequential chapter, all things considered. Like
Which is a
they
weird thing to
approached the
say
bad
about
guy.
the final fight with the big bad
Yeah,
of your arc, isn't it?
kind of. I mean, I don't know if it's the final fight or if this is even the big bad, or if there's like some other permutation of weirdness to it. But yeah, it is definitely kind of odd. But again, I wasn't super gonna be super invested in them fighting these goons anyway. I'm invested in seeing more fucking suplex that wolf.
Yeah, I do want to get back to that. That was a lot better.
Yeah, although I will say the first page where it's just like showing where everyone is, and then in a corner it's like, and Catgirl, she's taking a nap on a bench somewhere. That was fucking funny.
And then I like how it starts with her and she's just like, "Oh my god, I'm taking a nap on a bench somewhere." And then it gets to the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like sweet and charming. Very much a lower key chapter, which again, as you said, it's kind of weird for what is essentially the big fight chapter, but hey, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, I mean it's fine. And like I wasn't expecting Witch Watch to mutate into like some battle series after last week, but it just feels like the main conflict got resolved awfully quickly. So hopefully there's something else. Or
Hmm.
maybe Wolf kind of steps up and becomes more of an issue, or I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to see.
We'll just have to see, yeah. But it was cute. It was a nice chapter. I like that Tengu Boy actually gets to do some stuff sometimes, because it really felt like, and he even kind of like pointed it out himself in this. That was like, yeah, I've been kind of letting Mori do everything,
Mhm.
so maybe I'll step up and actually help. And they did a cool little team up thing where she split him in half, and they did a little win,
Mhm.
which I liked. I like basically whenever the everyone protect me character stands up and actually starts doing stuff,
Mhm. Yeah, no,
which
that's
was
really
nice.
cool.
Yeah. Also, I like that her broom is just like a stick with a jet engine on the back of it that looks like bristles.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. Like, there, even when there's chapters like these that are sort of very low key, there is a charm to Witch Watch that I really appreciate. Like it's one of those things where it already feels like a series that has like a core identity. That even when you have low-key chapters like this, there's just something endearing about, as you said, like the broom, or even the finale where it's like, oh, the real enchanter is actually tiny. It's kind of goofy, but in a sense, it was also kind of cool to me. It was like, oh, where are they? Did a man control them? Nope, it's just like a fucking Pokeball-sized whatever in his afro. Like, I thought that was nice and neat. It just kind of makes me, I don't know, makes me think the series is pretty sweet in a way.
Yeah, there's something. Witch Watch is one of those series where it's just like, even when they're just kind of messing around, I'm like, these characters are cute.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
them.
Yeah. Uh, is that it for Witch Watch? We
I think
really.
so. Witch Watch is back to just being like, that's pretty cute. Out of 10.
Yeah. Mhm. So yeah, cutesy bootsy hootsy out of 10. That's for me.
I can co-sign on that. So let's see. Next up is going to be Neru, Way of the Martial Artist.
I'm not gonna lie. I looked at it. I looked at it in the app today before reading the chapter, and I was wondering, should I just announce that I've dropped it, or do I stick with this? This chapter didn't.
Oof.
This chapter did. Uh, I read it. It was okay, but it's not. It doesn't have that special sauce yet.
Yeah, I'm just
It's.
not feeling it. Like, I feel like the end of this was supposed to be like a pretty cool hype moment, and I was just like, what the fuck? Where
Mhm.
did you get a fucking horse from? And like, the whole, oh no, there's bullies, but I don't have time for that. But I do. I'm the main guy. Is like,
Mhm.
fuck, man, feels so generic.
Yeah, not just generic, also kind of archaic. You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, we
Um.
talk about it all the time. The series feels like it's sitting in, 1984.
Yeah. It's just. I don't know. Like the uh the fucking what is it? The scene where he's like, oh, martial arts to you just a tool of being dominant. I thought that was kind of cool, and like the little monologue that followed, that was neat. But yeah, there's just something missing here. I just cannot properly get invested in this. And yeah, I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe it really is sort of like so heavily stuck in a bygone time that it just doesn't resonate anymore.
Yeah, and I don't love the whole foot thing. It's weird that his
Mm-hmm.
superpower is like superhuman toe grip strength.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
not into it. I don't know. It's hard to be like, oh, that's fucking rad. This dude's so fucking badass. He can grab your ear with his fucking feet and throw you. Like, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of
Yeah.
cool anime powers, that's not one of them.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of yeah, like honestly again, I'm just kind of talking in circles here. There's something that other series have, like a core charm that this just does not have. It feels, I don't want to say soulless because obviously it isn't. Someone's very passionate about drawing about martial arts here very clearly, but there's something there's a piece of its identity that just doesn't line up yet. And yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna read next week's chapter. I mean, it's on the app, it's convenient, but I'm not looking forward to it or dreading it. It's just a thing
It's
I read.
Yeah, it's just there. It
Yeah.
it's very similar to how I used to feel about Elusive Samurai, where I would just be like, oh, also I have to click on this, so let
Mhm.
me do it and flick through it. Um,
Yeah.
I'm just not, and we always have a couple commenters who are like, I really like it, and I wonder if that's just like they really like that style of like older manga, because there is something about it that's a like familiar, or I don't know if
Hmm.
nostalgic is the right word, but it's very like I still get super strong like Dragon Ball vibes from this and stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
and so I don't know if there's
Well.
just like a certain group of people who are just like this feels right, but it ain't
Mhm.
doing it for me, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously like that can have its own allure if you're into that kind of stuff, right? Because also, you know, I think a lot of people who are right now experiencing manga through the app or just through whatever other means are people who generally, at least on some level, have interacted with the older series, be it by catching up to them after they were out or by being around when they were still the hot shit. So I'm sure there are quite a few people for whom this is perfect. And I mean, I was at the start pretty happy about the art style. If you go back a couple of episodes, you can hear me say that I really like this sort of older feel it has to it. But, I was saying that with the idea that it'll take this old feel and sort of evolve it and do something cool with it. Whereas so far, it's, yeah, just kind of bland to me. And obviously, someone else might disagree with that, but, you know, that's what an opinion is, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
Opinions happen to all of us. You can't stop it.
Unfortunately, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Um. So, what do we give it then?
Um, it's 2021 out of 10.
Yeah. Like, the future is now, old man. Out of 10.
Good enough for me.
All right.
All right. Next on the list, we have Candy Flurry.
Which was okay.
It was fine. I don't know if I liked it this chapter. It was weird. I mean, the comedy beats were still good, but it was
Mhm.
really weird to be like, "All right, we're gonna fight," and then we're gonna skip the whole fight and not show you fucking any of it. And now the
Mhm.
next arc is starting. It's like, okay, what?
Yeah. Yeah. That was sort of bizarre. Um. Like, I don't know. This entire like story arc in Candy Flurry felt odd in a sense, and like how it was like structured, because for the longest time, I think also in the last couple of episodes, we've been kind of like speculating. Oh, so what's the main fight gonna be? Are they gonna team up? What's gonna happen? And last week very much felt like, oh yes, okay, this is gonna be the setup to the main fight. And then this week we just skip it, and the main climax, I guess, was the Vanilla Girl or the Ice Cream Girl against everyone else. Which, okay, cool, but yeah, like very sort of very sort of confusing in a sense.
Yeah,
Not
it
quite sure
just
how I
it
feel
just
on
feels
that.
sort of all over the place.
Yeah, the flashback was neat,
Yeah,
like
I
the
did like that,
lore.
like the underground candy group. Also, the poor popcorn guy was like, "I'm gonna make my own awesome clothes one day," and then they got fucking ruined.
Yeah, no, that's really funny. And also, like, I did like the like tiny little glimpses that we got of the original lollipop user, and like especially the panel where it's like he'll come save us like he has before, and it's just the like the shot of the city destroyed with lollipops. That's cool. Like, it sounds like there's some interesting backstory there as to why he did that.
Hmm.
um at the same time, though, kind of feels like we're moving a bit fast, aren't we?
Well, I mean, we brought it up before. Candy Flurry
Yeah,
is not uh, exploding the charts in sales.
it's
Um,
not doing SpongeBob numbers, you say?
no, so Shonen Jump
Oh,
was already, the blade is at its throat, probably. Um,
yeah. Because also this week is the first popularity assessment for a lot of these new series, including Candy Flurry, Witch Watch, and also like the Blood News, a brand new series like Red Hood and Nero. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what comes of that in the next. I think they reveal the results like 3 weeks afterwards. So
I think
yeah,
that sounds right. Yeah.
that's gonna be interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah,
So
this is always
yeah.
the worst part of when a manga is like close to cancellation, right? Because I feel like this happened with Phantom Seer as well, where they were like, "All right, we got to give them the hook, right? So we got to
Uh-huh.
drop all this stuff that has potentially awesome lore implications, and then we got to get canceled 4 weeks into it, so we
Uh-huh.
can't expand upon any of it."
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
getting that vibe really hard. Bad juju is coming out of this right now, man.
Yeah, bad,
The
bad
vibes are
jujutsu. That's for
atrocious.
the vibometer is not happy.
Is not good.
Yeah.
Although I did
Um.
like the subtle hint in the very beginning that maybe um, the way that you can tell her apart from the other guy is the stick color.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even
Because
think
he was
about
like
that, but yeah, you're
the
right.
lollipop has a white stick, and he's like, ah, hey, you. So like that's how he identified her, was not by the lollipop, but by the color of the stick. So maybe his are
Hmm.
different colored sticks. I don't know.
Maybe
It's a fucking black and
that.
white medium, so you can't tell. But if you were to tell me
Yeah.
like, oh, his sticks are yellow, I'd be like, all right, fine.
And it just brings it back to the whole discussion whether or not the stick is part of the lollipop and therefore adequate for manipulation or not. I can't. If that joke actually goes somewhere, like narratively, that'll be so fucking stupid and funny.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what else to say about it. Um, I'm just a little. I don't know. I still think the world and like the lore is really cool, but this arc just felt so all over the place.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't really know how to feel about it. I mean, I guess it's not over yet. I assume that the next arc. I don't know if it's gonna be like a Lollipop Girl gets away and we captured Ice Cream Girl, or Ice Cream Girl and Lollipop Girl get away, or what's gonna happen. But
Mhm.
I I feel like I should stop trying to predict it, but not because it's doing things in like satisfying, unpredictable ways, but just because it's like, yeah, we're fucking dropping everything right now and going to
Yeah.
something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, no, I feel that. That's it's kind of unfortunate, but I kind of want to see how it I kind of want to see how it plays out. For now, it's out of 10 for me.
Yeah, it's I still like you, but you're going a little crazy out of 10.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, all right, what's next?
Next up on the list is going to be the Elusive Samurai.
Which was pretty cool.
Good. I liked it. Yeah. I forgot that he was 9. I thought he was like 13
Yeah,
or like 15. Forgot he was 9. Pretty
yeah.
badass.
That was a bit of a shock.
Did they tell
Like
us he was 9 before? Because I completely blanked on that. I'm sure they must have in one of the first chapters.
probably, but yeah, I really don't remember whatsoever. Like maybe, right? Like it was definitely something I didn't expect, but honestly this entire chapter was a lot of fun.
It was.
Like
I love the borderline gag of just like, oh my god, his muscles are so attuned to running backward that if he turns around, he can ass slam them really hard.
yeah. And just in general like the way he like his entire monologue about how dying for glory is actually kind of useless. Like my people all died for glory and no one remembers them because that's kind of not what matters. Like I thought that was really cool. It was a very interesting sort of, I don't want to say subversion, but like turnaround to the usual shonen idea of at least my death meant something. You know, where it's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, stay alive and give power to those who can't protect themselves without you. Like that was very cool. Also, the happy face guy canonically being a cannibal. Don't know if I love that.
Well, he didn't necessarily say that he ate people, just that he ate a
Okay,
lot of raw meat.
yeah, he came from the war saying he ate a lot of raw meat, and somehow that's not supposed to mean he ate people. All right, look
look,
at Mr.
look,
Optimistic over
look.
here.
I'm just saying. Um, that guy's still one of my like favorite jokes in this whole thing. It's just
He's
everyone's like,
so.
Jesus, this guy. Every time he shows up.
He's like the most intense, edgy piece of shit
I
ever.
know, he
But
has the
because
happiest face.
yeah, although I also thought the panel where like all the angry, death-loving faces turned back to normal was really funny too.
The
Like to
one
compare.
dude who's just like he looks like Pesci.
Yeah. The comedy's absolutely hitting here. That's
It
for
is. It's
sure.
really good. Again, really funny when they're not trying to push the priest as a Koro Sensei kind of guy.
Yeah, right. As soon as the priest is not the main butt of the jokes actually land.
Also, I love that the guy with the ears is like listening to them escape
Hmm.
from across the fucking way, the giant river, and the
Yeah.
weird guy gets pissed off that he's not killing everyone, and then it just
Uh-huh.
shows all of their group, and they're all just holding shit.
Yeah. Also the like when the weird guy draws on the ear guy and it translates what he's drawing. He's just drawing dunce and poopy head
Yeah,
on him.
poo poo head.
It has like a drawing of a man taking a shit on his
Yeah,
cheek.
he's just sitting there shitting on him.
Usually I hate toilet humor in anything, but somehow that one actually got me.
Well, see, to me, toilet humor is funny when it's like in inappropriate settings. Like if someone's just
Uh-huh.
telling a joke and it's a stupid toilet joke, I'm like, whatever. But if something like super serious is going on and one of the characters is just like, shut up, poophead, I'm like, that's fucking funny as shit. If it clashes thematically with what's going on, it always kills me. Like they're
Mhm.
literally saying this band of spy children keeps thwarting our army, and their mental vision of them is just all of them with shit on their heads, and then the main kid is also handing them shit.
Yeah, no, it definitely is very cool. I also like the gag that our main kid gets drunk off of a single drop of sake.
Yeah, it
Where
literally just
he's like,
splashed on his face, and he was like wasted.
yeah. Also, did you in the panel where they're all holding shit? Have you peeped that the thief guy? He's literally just a piece of shit in the corner with his face on it.
Wait, hold on, I gotta get back to that panel. He is. That's so funny.
It's so stupid. It's such a dumb series. I love it.
It's really great. I don't know how it changed course so hard from being like, wow, this is really stuffy and boring and miserable to like always cool and the jokes always landing.
Well, all I'm saying is all the good parts don't have the priest in them.
That's true. You're not
Yeah,
wrong.
every single chapter that we've called like gas so far is one where the priest has none or minimal involvement.
Mm-hmm. That character really does not hit for me, man.
Yeah, just bizarre.
And this series is super popular in Japan, but I mean, it doesn't seem to be all that popular, at least in like the Twitter circles that I occupy. I'd be very curious to see what the Japanese fan base thinks of that character.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to gauge that through like the English online sphere because English online manga fans have are all meatheads, right? And it's not a bad thing, but it is definitely a thing that a lot of like Twitter users are. If it doesn't have fights, I don't want it. And honestly, that's me sometimes as well.
Oh
Like
yeah,
if it
for sure.
isn't raw, if it isn't raw, what is it doing on my phone
What's the
or my
point? Yeah,
tablet?
yeah.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck do you mean they don't fight? Fucking crazy. But yeah, no, this was a good chapter of Elusive Samurai, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're kind of not sure what to expect from the next couple of chapters, but I'm definitely interested. I also like the talk with his retainer, where it's like, instead of accompanying you to your death, I will accompany you through your life. I thought that was sweet. Again, sort of nothing huge, but a nice way of sort of counteracting the noble death trope.
Yeah, it was nice. I think the whole concept of like the elusive samurai in general kind of plays off of that. It's just like I'm not gonna do a whole bunch of like rush headlong into. It's basically the inverse of Gone from Hunter x Hunter, where he's like, this character is everything bad about shonen tropes. This one is like, yeah, this guy is gonna defy all of them because they're
Hmm.
stupid,
Yeah.
which I like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna get going about Gone, but Elusive Samurai, good out of 10 for this week.
Yeah, Very good. Quality out of 10 for this week.
Quality out of
Good
10.
series. Good series.
What's next?
Okay, hang on. We got to skip this one because it is
Top 3
in
material.
the top 3 material. Yeah. So the next is going to be Undead Unluck.
Nice.
Good.
Like,
yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that we're starting the fights. I think I like team battle stuff like this a lot because there's always really creative ways that you can use everyone this way. Like Unmove is awesome now that he went from being like a little bitch to being really cool. And I love the whole like he can't move while he's using his either. So they fixed that by giving him like a ball to roll on so he can move forward without moving his body.
Yeah.
Which was cool. And so it allows him to like get around the aspect of his negator power that's like harmful to him. I love creative power use like that. I am almost more excited for these fights than I am. Actually, not almost. I am more excited for these fights than I am them actually fighting Spring.
Yeah. Like, I think my biggest problem with this final, or I don't know if it's final, but definitely feels very final. This big team battle is I'm just gonna get so confused who is who, because I'm already struggling with that.
Yeah,
Like when
I don't really have that issue with our guys, but the enemies, like this guy was here talking, and he's like, "Aha!" And I was like, "I don't. Have I seen you before? Have I not? Who the fuck are you?" Is this the guy they fought on the boat?
Gatling gun guy, I think so.
I genuinely have no idea.
Yeah.
So
Also, can I just say that undecrease, that's cheating.
yeah,
That's not a thing.
yeah, and that doesn't make any sense.
But I mean, okay, like it's fun. But it's I read that and I was like, I see you.
Yeah, now you're just
I
slapping in front of anything.
I am unhappy about this. Yeah, it's I mean, it's whatever. Like I don't actually mind it. It's definitely going to be interesting trying to figure out what his power is though. Because usually their names are somewhat straightforward and then the power is abstract. But undecrease is in of itself sort of okay. So then I wonder how that translates into his power. If it's just that, I have infinite ammunition because my ammunition never decreases, or something like that.
That's certainly what it seems like on its face, but I feel like they'll go more into some of the weird parts of it later.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, aside from that, very cool. I do dig the setting and like the premise. Just this city overtaken by cherry blossoms, and they have to do it in 30 minutes, otherwise they all also turn into cherry blossoms. Like, it's cool shit.
Yeah, it is. And it's got like a cool little like borderline heist feel to it where they're like, we got to get up this building past all these guards and the team's going to break off. What I do wonder about is why is Andy not healing very fast?
Yeah, that one's kind of weird.
He's like shot to
I
shit and she has to carry him now, which is strange. Because he
maybe
just
he's
cuts his
saving
head
his
off and
strength.
he's like fine.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's just saving his strength or something.
I always assumed it was automatic.
I don't know. Maybe he can sort of turn it off for a second and then I don't know. I guess we'll have to see, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Like that's just kind of anyone's guess at this point. But yeah, it was a good chapter. I kind of hope we're not too close to the end. But it is starting to, like, is it just me or am I getting like, is anyone else getting like finale vibes from these last
I'm
couple of?
definitely feeling it. Because this is
Yeah.
something where if this arc ends, you basically have to set up something new. Like you can't, there's nowhere left to go after this, right?
Well,
Because,
killing God, right? But
well,
that's
right.
it.
I mean, that, but I feel like that's pretty much the only thing. And so
Mm-hmm.
either you finish this and then you go straight into killing God, or you finish this and you have to make up something new.
Mhm.
Because obviously this enemy team and also the seasons are kaput, right? Which is
Yeah.
fine. I mean, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with just like, now we're doing this. But it'll definitely feel weird to go from like, oh, we got this whole enemy organization and like all these past feelings and stuff tied up into this, and then they're just like, all right, we're gonna do missions again. We're
Mhm.
back on missions.
We're back on the quest board.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I would vibe too hard with it if they did that.
Yeah, but we're kind of like here. We're kind of just sort of making up scenarios in our mind, right? Like it's hard to tell. We don't even know how this arc's gonna go. If there's one thing Undead Unluck has proven to me so far, it's that it's absolutely impossible to figure out what the fuck it's gonna do next.
That's true.
Because so many times I thought I had it all figured out, and then I don't know, someone switches sides, or they go back in time, or something like that.
Some random shit happens. As long as
Mhm.
that invisible manga artist doesn't like show up.
Well, I'd assume they're. I mean, I suppose they could always show up, but I've always taken it as gospel that okay, they're gone now. That was very emotional. Bye bye.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
because their whole thing now is just like nobody alive can see them anymore, right? Like she's not dead.
oh yeah.
She's just like no one. She's no longer existing to anyone else but herself
Hmm.
or himself. I don't actually know which one. One of the two.
Yeah,
Um,
themselves.
yeah. So I'm gonna be annoyed if they're like, oh no, we're gonna get hit with the final blow and lose, and the blow just like bounces off, and like blood
Hmm.
splatters everywhere, and it was like wink wink nudge nudge. She jumped in the way and took the hit, and is dead now.
Oh, your invisible one-time meat shield.
Yeah, the single-use invisible meat shield.
Well, again, we'll have to see because it's just so hard to try and predict this manga specifically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, Undead Unluck gets a raw and cool from me.
Yep, I'll co-sign that.
Hmm.
Raw and neat out of 10.
Yeah. What's next?
Next up is, speaking of raw and neat out of 10, Mashle.
Dude, the
This
fucking
chapter was so close to being in my top 3.
uh-huh.
So close. I thought it was
Understandable.
so good. Um, it's like the whole concept of him being this unstoppable dude who just is dumb as fuck is so funny to me. And like of all the horrifying monsters that he has fought and like chucked into the sun with brute strength, having to take a test made him run away in terror and like
Yeah.
give up on everything.
Dude, the fucking panel where he's underground or like dug himself into the ground, he says, "Now I shall let the earth reclaim me," is maybe
Uh-huh.
one of the funniest panels in this manga so far. It's so good.
It's so fucking funny. He buried himself in the ground. And then when he comes out covered in moles, also funny.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck are these moles?
Yeah, it's just a one-off joke, but it's funny. And when they're trying to teach him, and he's like looking at the clock, and then he has this moment where he just closes his eyes and like sighs resigned, and he fucking leaps out the window.
Yeah, that page turn is also really fun because you turn it in the right direction. It looks like he's just jumped. But I also thought it was really cool how this is a gag chapter by all accounts. But then in the final page, it turns into like a very cool like character moment where it's like, yeah, your progress is not just your own muscles, it's not just your own abilities. You can always fall back on the help of others, and that is a good thing. Like it's not profound, but it's cool and it's sweet. And I also like how they start beating him up because he says it's easy peasy.
Yeah, he after he struggles with all that shit for so long, and he finally barely passes, and he's like, "That was easy," and they all just start beating his ass.
He also, like, if you zoom in, he looks so fucking sad.
Yeah, he's like in the fetal position on the floor.
Um, Also, he skips leg day, I think, because look at his legs in the final panel of the chapter.
Yeah, they all kind of have those legs though.
Yeah, it's funny though because then when you get to like close-ups, they're actually properly drawn. But
God
it's
damn,
always
look at the width of his like calf and ankle. Jesus Christ.
oh yeah, wow, that's a stick.
Yeah, my man is a stick figure in that picture.
Uh, the artist Komoto needs to take some lessons about thighs from Boichi. That's for sure.
Oh my god, mash with Kohaku's thighs.
Oh God, yes.
Uh,
Move over, Kohaku. No one needs you.
no one needs you anymore.
Um, but yeah, so this was fun, like a very one-off thing. It's kind of funny that this gag chapter got both a color page and the cover page for the
Also, the cover
magazine.
page is really pretty. I really like it. Him like in the
Yeah,
library with the quill and everything, it looks really good.
lifting books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, I think that's me for Mashal.
Yeah, this is the one time Mashle doesn't get rawness and swag, and instead it gets wholesome and sweet out of 10.
Yeah, I can co-sign that. All
All
right,
right, we are
what's next?
officially in top threes territory now. Unless I missed, let me
Hmm.
let me go through real quick and make sure I didn't miss anything, because sometimes I do that. And then people are like, "What the fuck?" And then I'm like, "I'm sorry." Nope, we're in top three territory now. So the
Hmm.
first one on our list is gonna be Red Hood.
Which was so good this week. Like, it wasn't the most substantial chapter of the series, but I don't know. I'm really digging this world and like the way this system is set up. Where it's like, okay, you can get on this stupid fucking hell train, um, and it takes 3 months to get to the headquarters, and these 3 months, the journey ends up being like the training,
Mm-hmm.
and you can always leave. No one's gonna judge you, but yeah, this is it. Like, I really like it. There's something cool about it. Um, of course, we got our trainer woman who solidifies that this author definitely has a type.
Yeah, she's almost like Grim is just in like the territory of hot anime girl. This is almost
Hmm.
annoying.
You think?
It like and not in like a don't objectify women way, but just like a Jesus, how fucking cartoony. Like, good God.
I don't know. I thought it was cool how fucking ripped she is.
It's fine to I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about her muscles. I'm talking about the fact that you could fit 12 of her head inside of her chest.
You know what? I didn't actually make that calculation. I'm glad you took the time out of your
I
day.
I photoshopped it
Really
out. Yeah.
stare.
Mhm.
Okay. Let me actually just for science. Let me check back. Oh yeah, no, that is a yeah. She kind of big.
A little.
A little.
A little.
You know what? I'll let it slide because
Oh, will you?
she has fat fucking muscles, man. Like she gets to look like that. Like if she had those sort of proportions, but like was like oh no, I'm dainty, I'm damsel in distress. Oh no, please,
So
big
she was a One
man
Piece
here.
character.
Yes, if she was One Piece character, I would fucking hate this. But because she looks like she'd pop my head off at any given moment, I am absolutely into this.
Fair enough. I really liked the panels with Bremen, the old man,
Yeah,
where
right.
him and Velo were like, "Yeah, I'm serious about doing this. I lost everything. I'm only here to avenge my
Hmm.
family." And then you have that quiet moment where he looks out the window and he sees that he is leaving, even
Yeah,
though
that he
because he
can't take
can't
it.
keep up, even though like coming and doing this was all he had. So now he
Hmm.
literally has nothing. And he just turns back around and starts eating again and just starts crying. I was like, ah, oh, that's a
Yeah,
fucking that's a good sequence.
yeah, because also like You mentioned it. Like I like how quiet it is. Like there's no like big reaction, nothing. It's just people locking eyes and quietly understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's in the page after Bremen leaves, you don't even see Velu's face until you see him cry. It's
Mm-hmm.
just him accepting that this is how it is. And of course, there is the final big plot twist. The mayor was secretly evil.
I don't really care about that. It was. I don't like it. I don't dislike it. At first, I thought I disliked it. I was like, oh, for God's sake. But I've kind of
Hmm.
come around from that after having seen it the first time. I'm just kind of like neutral on it.
Yeah,
The only thing I don't
like
like is the. He works so hard to make him the ultimate hunter boy. Like, don't make him a
mhm.
chosen one. Don't make him a specially bred hunter boy. Make him just a
Yeah,
little fuckhead from some shitty backwater town that's gonna make something out of
yeah,
himself.
yeah. That is a bit unfortunate, but I will say the reveal actually kind of took me by surprise. I didn't see that coming because I thought the mayor was just gonna be like because he was a one chapter
He was only in the
character.
pilot, right?
Like, yeah, exactly. So to me, it was like, okay, this is like it's like the villain that Mount Lady fights in the first chapter of My Hero. Like it's just there to fill out the world. But no, like that he comes back and is actually like a plot twist villain. Pretty
So, do
cool.
you
Like
think
I
that
can
the
vibe with.
mayor is the giant werewolf?
No, I don't think so. Because aren't they on the head of the giant werewolf when they're
Oh, are
talking
they?
about it?
Oh, you're
Yeah, I think
right. They're
so.
in the ocean. That's why I couldn't see his body. Yeah, they're up in the ocean. He's walking. Okay.
Yeah.
What are the tiny little chicken babies around him also? They're cute as fuck.
I don't know. That's the marketable plushie this series is gonna have if it survives.
Oh, yeah, speaking of if it survives, this is the official final chapter to create Volume 1.
Oh, cool. Oh, so this is the cliffhanger on which volume one ends.
Yep.
Smart.
Yep.
That's a smart way to sell some volumes.
Mm-hmm. I like Red Hood. I think of the new stuff lately. So I'm talking
Hmm.
like between this and like I mean I guess Candy Flurry. Um, I like it quite a bit. Oh, and like Neru and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I have highest hopes for Red Hood of anything else. It feels like
Which,
the world was very like well crafted and there's a lot of thought that's been put into how the structure of this world is supposed to go, even outside
mhm.
like the narrative of it, right? Like it's
Yeah.
just there's shit that exists outside the lore and the world that are for whatever reason are the way they are, and
Yeah.
I love that. I love that kind of shit.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I'm kind of afraid because we're liking it a lot.
Yeah, and that usually spells bad things. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
author of this series. What's your name? Yuki
Yamaguchi?
Kawaguchi. I am sorry,
Kawaguchi.
uh, Kawaguchi, if we get your series canceled by liking it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it would be part of the Horikoshi assistant curse. Because all of their Shonen Jump manga don't make it very far so far. If you remember Zip Man.
Yeah, the Horikoshi assistant curse.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just have to see. But I really, fingers crossed that this stays, because this is such a cool world, specifically.
Yeah, this is way better than Zipman. Ever got.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I
Um,
found 0% enjoyment in Zipman, but Red Hood slaps. It's really good.
yeah. Aspiring writers, if you want to write a good world, literally just play Monster Hunter a bunch and make like a giant fucking crab monster. That's good. That is good world building.
Make a bunch of fucking crabs and just put different shit on them. This is
Yeah,
tank crab. This is training facility crab. And bam, world building, 10 out of 10.
exactly. No contest.
Easy. This is cafeteria crab. Done.
All right. What's next?
Next up is going to be Dr. Stone.
Well, that's your baby, so
It is. I fucking love this series. What a cute chapter, dude. This shit was so wholesome. Just all of
hmm.
this like long shit about how these brothers don't like each other and this big rivalry, and it was all just like a misunderstanding because of their shitty dad. Which, boy,
Mhm.
if that doesn't speak to everybody listening, then aren't you
Yeah.
lucky? Um, and it was cute that like they play off the whole Ryusui, like Ryusui wants everything. You know, he's endless desire and all that stuff, but all he actually wanted out of Sai was just a brother to spend time with. And then right when Sai's about to like instinctively react normally, like he used to,
Mhm.
when they were going to play chess on the ship, and he has that moment where he remembers what Gen said and stops and says yes, and they play.
Mhm.
Ah, dude,
Mhm.
touched my
Yeah.
heartstrings so hard.
Yeah. It's really sweet. Like I don't know. For the most part, like this chapter looked to be another quintessential Doctor Stone chapter to me, where oh hey, let's build this thing that is outrageously modern for our means. Um, and then they did it, and then that the scene with Gen and Sai hits, and I'm like, oh, all right,
Mm-hmm.
you're attacking my heartstrings. Good, that's
Coming for
fine.
me. Yeah, stabbing me right in the
Yeah,
chest.
yeah. So yeah, no, it was definitely a very good chapter from that regard. Um, when they said like, oh yeah, we're just gonna bring like the internet into existence, like in a crude form. I was like, oh, that's a big step, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
I like how it's just Zeno sitting in a chair, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, you want to send a picture? Okay, how about I just make the internet?" And I was like, "Oh, all right, bet."
Hey, that sounds reasonable. But yeah, like it was a fun chapter, and it was for me very much carried by the moment between Sai and Ryusui. Like it also made me like Ryusui a whole lot more, like just as a person in a sense, you know, because so far he's kind of just been the capitalist boy,
Yeah,
but then you kind of see
just big
like his
capitalism.
greed. Yeah, whereas like now it's kind of like his greed has a sort of emotional core to it, which is pretty cool. Pretty neato burrito. You got anything else you want to point out since you're the big hive leader man?
Not explicitly, other than the fact that I really love how every chapter just ends with like a glorious glamour shot of Senku.
Mm-hmm.
That last frame of him. This chapter actually has a lot of glamour shots. Just good close-ups on faces, man. I
Mm-hmm.
love that kind of shit. Like the one with the Ryusui and the Sai close-ups, and then we got everyone working on the boat, and then it cuts to that
Yeah.
last like Senku's hair in the ocean breeze shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, that's a very good shot.
I love Senku's new cape. I'm all about that new cape, man.
Yeah, giving your main character a cape or like a trench coat is always a good idea.
Always
It
good,
is
dude.
it is always an upgrade. Everyone looks better for it. Don't be afraid to do it, authors. This is what writing was made for. Also
Capes.
another moment uh, also another moment I want to point out that's super small. The moment Risui like in the flashback realized that Sai has left.
Yes, I was
That
about to bring that up. That shit hurted.
yeah, that shit was
Look at his
kind
little
of
face.
yeah, like just this sort of hurt surprise. Just such a shame in a
Which
way.
again, also like it shows you how not close they are, despite how bad Ryusui wanted to be. Is that he didn't even know that he was
Hmm.
leaving.
Yeah, and it's just this half page, white background. You're just completely isolated with little Ryusui, realizing his brother left. It's good shit. I like it.
And I love the transition from like father made me do this, this, and this. Like I never had a choice in it, and all Ryusui wanted to do was the same thing to me. And then that little moment of Gen being like, no, don't project that shit. And it's another great pure white background shot of just like soft boy Gen
Hmm.
dropping some truth bombs on Sai. And then he
Yeah,
has that little moment in his like cabin hut thing they built, I guess. And he's
yeah,
like thinking about it, and he's just thinking back on all the times that Ryusui has tried to be his friend, and he pushed him away. And then he immediately busts in with the same chess set. I was like, this shit's so good. I love this fucking
yeah.
series.
Yeah, also like I like that it gave Gen something to do again. Because I think
Yeah,
last
Gen has
week,
really been struggling lately, I feel like.
yeah, because I think last week we said that he's kind of outstayed his usefulness. So it was cool to find a way for him to sort of contribute again. Because he really is made for scenes like this, like the guy who like really sees through people and understands how to prod them in the right way. That's like the best tool for a characterization you could come up with in a story like this.
Yeah, and it's just I feel like Dr. Stone has always done a good job, at least to me, of like compartmentalizing characters, but then when they come back, they're just as good as ever. Like I
Yeah,
never feel like a
exactly.
character who's out of the spotlight just stops mattering, except maybe Taiju. he kind of he kind of is just like, shut up, muscle boy. Nobody liked you when the series first came out. We have Chrome now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
everybody else, not really. It's good
So
shit.
yeah, so what do we give it? Brotherly love out of 10?
Yeah, yep. Love each other out of 10.
Yeah. Don't worry, be happy. And other
Ignore your abusive parents out of 10.
we we bringing it back to reality, aren't we?
Speaking of ignore your abusive parents out of 10, the next one is going to be My Hero Academia.
Oh. Okay. Um very nice. Very good. Uraraka did a thing and it was cool. That's
It
pretty
was
much all
cool.
I needed.
It was very
Yeah.
cool. That this has nothing to do with the chapter. Um, the shot where Best Jeanist is like, "Listen to us, this is our idea," and then it shows Endeavor in that fucking coat. The man looks like a sex offender. What a horrible coat. What a horrible fit.
I like to think of it as he has spent so much of his life in his hero costume, he doesn't understand dress etiquette anymore.
Like he
So he's
doesn't
like,
know
yeah,
what clothing is, so he's just in
he-
like a fedora and a trench coat. Like, oh, what a
he's like, Shoto,
disastrous fit.
we're going to your school. Fetch me my good clothes. Yes, the trench coat. I saw it on Columbo. The people love it. I
It's
love
all he
Endeavor so
knows.
much. He's such a he's such a fun character despite being the worst.
Just the worst person. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, like I guess the first thing to mention is UA is fucking insane. Like as
Yeah,
a
Jesus Christ. It's like tunnels under the city.
yeah. Also, so do we all agree that Nezu is super suspicious?
I've seen that like be a theory for a long time that he
Mhm.
was suspect. Are you saying this because he knows about Shigaraki's advancement?
The fact is, okay, so the whole scene is like, yeah, we have these and these advancements. It's like, huh, curious. It's almost like you did this knowing that Shigaraki will become the way he is. How did that happen? And his answer is, oh, it was just my intuition to do this hyper specific thing.
That
And it's like these,
specifically counters this guy's power?
yeah, and it's like these, it's like these single panels of just him, coupled with the fact that the chapter chooses to point out he's trustworthy, he's world renowned for his work on quirk morality. And it's like, huh, interesting to bring that up right now. In the same chapter, he does something super suspicious. Uh, very cool, Horikoshi.
Are we finally
I
busting
wonder if
out the
that.
traitor from the first fucking arc in 7 years later?
Oh, dude, like, I'm already getting comments on my trader video, people saying like, "Oh, this video aged badly," and I'm like, "Shut the fuck up! Nothing aged badly. You aged badly."
Aged into a fucking shitty YouTube commenter is what you aged into.
Yeah, yeah, but so yeah, UA is really fucking cool and kooky, and I like how they point out that Shiketsu joined in their efforts after they realized that one of their students just straight up got kidnapped without them knowing.
Yep.
Like I thought that was pretty cool as like a tie-in. Um, and I also liked how this chapter was sort of formatted in the sense where it's like it centered out Nezu's idea that humanity continuously fucks itself over because no one's really willing to take that step towards progress. That means to like come together and unite under a cause that is not hindered by sort of short-sightedness in a sense. And I really like how that sort of ties back into this idea of how this current generation of heroes is so much better than the last one just by the fact that they do not rely on archaic hero stereotypes in a way. The fact that they want to do team ups, the fact that they want to think about things in a sort of more whole encompassing manner, as opposed to, All Might, who was literally just the hero and everyone else was a sidekick. I really like how that ties back into that, and I like how it ropes into Uraraka and her idea of saving heroes, which is very much sort of new gen thinking. Because, All Might didn't need saving, so the old era of heroes didn't need saving. And now you have this interconnected web of heroes that rely on each other. And again, I think if there was one character that needed this moment the most, it's Uraraka, who is a character who has done nothing for so long.
Yeah.
So, and the one thing that I needed, because we knew that this was going to happen from the volume teasers, that she was going to, speak out like that. The one thing I needed was for her dialogue to not be like overly saccharine nonsense. And it kind of steers clear of that. Like, I am glad that it doesn't veer into just sweetness. It's just, hey, look, he's fighting for his life and he's fighting for our life. And sure, his power is kind of fucked up, but he's just a kid. And, like, come on, people. Like, I like how it stays relatively down to earth.
Yeah, it's not like her waxing poetic about how great he is. It's just like,
exactly.
Look at this fucking dying child. What's wrong with you people?
Dude, the panels where she's saying, look at him, and it shows Deku's, like, tattered costume and his mom in tears.
Mm-hmm.
That actually got me a little. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Because, that's the costume she made for him. Like, at least the basis of it. So I didn't realize that seeing her reaction to that would hit me as hard. But they're like, damn. Like, damn, I'm feeling things.
Yeah, also when she tries to run up to him and she can't get through the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's her fucking son who's, like, bleeding out on the sidewalk.
Like, yeah, it's pretty crazy. And also just a lot of small character cameos that we also get. Like, we get Coda and the Pussycats hang out. We get to see Eri bonding with Monoma, of all people, who's someone that she previously called the dark side of UA. So that's pretty sweet. I mean, I will never forgive Eri, or Mirio for that matter, for what they did to the story, but, that's...
I can't believe he came back and punched, like, one thing, and they were like, arc over. Never see him again.
He's literally not existed ever since. Like, what the fuck, Hori?
So funny.
Like, the more I think about it, especially now that we are pretty much an entire arc past the war arc, it is actually insane how fucking pointless it was to ruin Mirio and Eri's storyline to have him appear in the war arc. Like, that, it almost feels like a decision by committee. Like, just a fucking hype moment you interject in order to have something cool happen. Oh my god. I'm getting mad at it just thinking about it again. Be
yeah,
gone.
It's bad. It's bad. There's no really real way to say it other than it was bad. And I haven't, to the credit, I can't believe I'm saying that, of like, the internet, I haven't really seen anyone defend it, though, which is okay.
I think the only defense of it I've seen is people saying it's cool. Which, like, yeah, guess what? A lot of things are cool if you just...
It could have been cool and good.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of just cool, right?
Yeah, because a lot of things can be cool if you just take the climax of it and watch it. But if there's no context and no build-up to it, it's kind of worthless. So, GG, I guess.
Yeah. Good try. But also, this chapter was really good. We shouldn't dwell too hard on the the flaws of the past, lest we get blown up.
No, that's definitely cool. Like, this chapter was nice.
Yes,
I am very glad where this story is going. I'm getting kind of vibes, like, I've seen some people say that, and I am definitely getting some of those vibes, is that The final battle is gonna happen soonish at UA. And I kind of don't want that.
Yeah, it still
Kind of,
feels too early.
yeah. The only way, the only way that is okay with me is if now we get sort of an arc where UA prepares in the background, and then we switch over to the villain side, and we have Shiggy take back control and kill All for One, and then the final fight they're expecting All for One, and instead it's Shigaraki coming back, coming with his own goons. I think that'd be cool. I still think that'd be way too early for a final fight, but I can't help but feel like we are getting towards that. Like a lot of things seem to be falling into place now.
Yeah, I don't
So
think we're gonna move beyond, um, like this aspect of it. I think that like whatever we're setting up here, we're setting up what the end is gonna be. It just feels like we haven't
yeah,
set it up well enough yet.
yeah, that's true. Like I think, and maybe that's just me, my villain-loving ass speaking, but I definitely feel like we need one more villain-centric arc, like just kind of showing what's happening with Shigaraki's gang and All for One and the prison outbreakers. Like we need to know what the fuck happened to Stain.
Yeah, why was he
Like
just like vibing with All Might and then he was like, all right, I'm out of here?
yeah, that's kind of weird. Where's All Might? Was he in this chapter? I don't remember.
Wasn't his car there when they were getting him? I didn't see him in this chapter
Oh
though.
yeah, Hercules.
I guess that doesn't
Yeah,
prove he was in the car, but his car was there when 1A got Deku.
I suppose. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. Um, but yeah, no, this was a very good chapter of My Hero Academia. I am very pleased with how things have been working out. Uh, After the war arc, pretty much. I mean, honestly, my problems with MHA have very much been isolated things like, oh, Mirio, and oh, the end of the war arc, and oh, the six quirks. Like, they're annoying. But this villain hunt arc has mostly been really, really good. So I'm really excited to see where we go next because it very much seems like this arc is kind of over.
Yeah,
Um,
I still just don't see how you could turn around within like and end it within like 30 chapters from now, right? Like you can't.
yeah, you can. You need. I am thinking we're ending up in like the mid 400s for the finale of MHA. So that's
What are we at
another
right now?
120. Well, this was chapter 223. No,
323. Yeah, I
320.
was about to say
No,
223. That doesn't sound right.
yeah, no, 223.
323.
Yeah, 323. Whatever.
Yeah.
Numbers.
Yeah, I can see
Math.
that. Like, there's just no way that you can be like, oh, Deku rested. Oh, All for One is here. Battle time.
Mhm.
Like, you can't do that.
Yeah,
It just wouldn't work.
exactly. Exactly. But okay, that's me for MHA done, honestly. Like it was a very good chapter. Very happy that Uraraka finally got to have her moment and finally got to have that sort of who saves the hero mentality actually blossom into something real
Yeah,
and
actually
not
matter.
just yeah, not just internal monologue. So yeah, very, very cool. I am absolutely into it.
All right. We'll call it, Uraraka did some shit out of 10.
Yeah, Uraraka did some shit out of 10. Which leaves us with the final boy.
The absolute fucking goat legend, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Go
uh,
goats goatsen.
Gotsu Gotsun. Great chapter. I really liked it. I honestly hope that I don't know. I mean, obviously it's not gonna be this, but I would fucking crack up dying if Megumi's plan is just to be like, look how cute my rabbits are. Doesn't that make you like me more that my rabbits are so fucking cute?
hmm
I assume he's doing it because she can't tag every single rabbit, is my guess.
Yeah. Also, one thing we didn't specifically mention last week, Kirara is actually a boy.
Oh, that's right. Kurara is a boy. I know that, like, that's information that I know in my brain, but every time I
hmm
look at Kirara, I'm like, that's a girl.
Yeah,
Kirara
I
is a
mean, I
boy.
don't know. I don't know if this is like somewhat subtle trans rep, which I mean is super cool if it is. But yeah, no, I'm liking this mini arc. Like Kirara's power seems really funky, and Hakari, I have no clue what to make of his power.
Yeah,
With the
I don't
fucking
even know,
floating
like,
doors.
what was that supposed to be?
Mhm.
It's just like doors.
Yeah, and how does it have to do with technology? Because Kirara says that the reason Hakari got harassed was because his jutsu power is sort of modern. Which also, that's such a cool like social divide in a way.
Yeah, that like your power is too modern and like confusing for the olds.
Yeah, the Jujutsu boomers don't like all the kids with their fancy powers.
I hate these cursed iPhones.
But it also makes you think that probably the only reason Naoya and Naobito could live in peace with their power being tied to like movies was probably because they were in the Zenin clan. Otherwise, they might have gotten harassed and ostracized as well.
Yeah.
So that's a nice little detail as well. I
Well,
like
and it's
that.
nice because like it's just more illustration of like, yeah, Jujutsu Society fucking blows, dog. This
Yeah.
shit's so fucked up. It's just all like horrible prejudice and like political weight getting thrown around all the time.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. Um, but yeah, like, what do you think of Hakari's character now that we've actually seen him talk for a substantial bit?
I like him. I think he's cool. He definitely has some Edge Boy Fight Club vibes to him, but I think he's
Hmm.
cool. I like
Hmm.
the whole fever speech, all that stuff was cool. Um, I like the way that he like full tilt wholeheartedly trusts Kirara, like no questions asked. Like he didn't even have
Hmm.
to answer the phone call. It was just like, oh, I'm getting a phone call from her. Something's going down from him. Sorry,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, I'm getting a phone call from it. Yeah. Oh God, it. That's not what I meant. I'm getting a phone call from
Okay.
him, and
Hmm.
that immediately means something is wrong. Because
Hmm.
Kirara would not have called me if everything was fine. So I don't know what it is, and I don't give a shit what it is. I'm just gonna fight you, because what else would it be?
Yeah, like it's very cool. And I also like just the way he describes his worldview, where it's like, people always have this fever. They always have this idea of wanting to change their life. And I'm into it. That's what I want to see and feel for myself. Like, it's an interesting ideology for a character like this. Um, so, yeah, I can't wait to see more of him.
Yeah, I really hope
Also,
that he and Kirara join up with the team.
yeah, for
I would
sure.
like it. I also like when they try to explain to her that Gojo got sealed, and she just doesn't.
Uh-huh.
God damn it! I keep saying girl pronouns. When
Yeah, it's okay.
it's gonna take me a while to break out of that, because they dropped the Kirara's a boy thing after the chapter that came out, and I had already internalized Kirara as Hakari's girlfriend, so I have to keep
Hmm.
breaking out of that. Um,
Hmm.
when they say it, and Kirara just gives them this face of like, "Don't fucking lie to me," and they're like, "Oh
Yeah.
no, or he doesn't believe us. Fuck."
Yeah, although I will say it is a bit of a stretch for me to think that they wouldn't have heard about Gojo getting sealed, because it seems like they kind of run, you're an underground jujutsu criminal. You gotta like be aware of the state of the world, and I don't remember, did they make Gojo's sealing public, or was that still
Uh,
being kept under wraps?
well, no, well, because they made laws about it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm assuming it's public.
Well,
So I
maybe
kind of
maybe
can't.
the excuse is that they were already out by the time of Shibuya, so they were just saying like fuck them anyway. I don't give a shit what they have to say.
Okay, that's true. I don't know. It feels like one of those things that you would hear if you are at all like plugged into the underworld. But it's whatever, right? Like it's a funny moment, so I can overlook it.
Yeah, I also like the reason that Yuji flubs his cover is that he's basically like an outsider to
Hmm.
Jujutsu Society, so it doesn't cross his mind that Gojo's just that famous, because he just knows him as like
Hmm.
my teacher guy.
Yeah.
And
So he's
Akari
just
was
like,
like,
oh, who's
yeah,
it?
he's like, oh, I don't know who that is. A Jujutsu High teacher? Never heard of him.
Uh-huh.
And Akari's like, what? Yes, you have. Everyone has.
Yeah, it's cool. It's also sort of a very low key moment where where he sort of makes that discovery, and then afterwards, the entire scene past the phone call is so weirdly tense, but in a low key way. It's very cool.
Well, I like it too
Um,
because it's not like uh-oh, the bad guy found us out. We got to fight. It's
Mhm.
how do I explain that I'm not here to hurt you? Like,
Mhm.
I have to fight you and come to some level of understanding with you at the same time. I like that. And also, I want to see more of Hikari's power because I have no fucking clue what
Yeah,
it's supposed to be right now.
it's definitely difficult to parse out what the fuck his power is. But then again, I mean,
I mean, yeah,
we're
we've seen it
very
for like 2
early.
seconds, so.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen was great. I really hope we can see more. I really hope we can see more of this arc. I hope it doesn't end too soon.
Yeah, I don't want it to get wrapped up in like 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, like I think it would kind of suck if they have this fight and then like next week they just talk, and then the week after that they're like, okay, we're on the team. Like I
Yeah.
want it to go a little bit. I would almost not mind if Hikari and Kirara like bust out and flee, and we have to have a
Mhm.
little mini arc of like chasing them down again, and
Yeah.
like or earning their trust. Like, oh, we have, we'll help you, but we have some other shit we got to deal with because we're black market underworld people, and if you
Mhm.
help us, we'll come around and help you. Or even if it's something like we we'll help you under the assurance that you're not gonna team back up with the shitty school, right?
Mhm.
Like I
Yeah.
don't really want next week to just be like, please help us, and they're like, okay.
Mhm.
I have faith, obviously, in that Jujutsu Kaisen will not do that because it's never let me down like that. But
Well,
I'm
yeah,
just
it's
a little
the
worried that it's going to be quick. Because if I have any criticism of it recently, it's that the Maki arc was very fast. Um,
yeah.
and I mean, obviously, the man was running on fumes, and he was,
Mhm.
and now he's back and refreshed, and it's different. But um, I just hope that we let Kirara and Hikari simmer long enough, I guess,
Mhm.
because you could feel in the whatever people are calling it, the fuck the Zenins arc, um, that
Yeah.
he was just like, I need to just get this shit over with and just be done with it. Like you
Mhm.
could feel it in some of like how quickly some stuff was going. Because even people
Yeah.
joke about like Jujutsu Kaisen pacing, nothing ever matters, it's all just over immediately. But in that arc, you could really feel it that he was like, oh. So
Yeah.
I'd like to dial back a little bit to, um, I like the fast pace of Jujutsu Kaisen, but that arc was just a little quick for me. So I hope that this one keeps going because it introduced a lot of cool concepts that I want to see more of.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think Jujutsu Kaisen has always sort of had that problem. It's just gotten worse with the exhaustion of Gege. That it's very fast paced, to a sense of where some events can sort of almost feel like footnotes. And I think yeah, the Zenin arc is definitely the one where it's the most apparent. So yeah, I hope they do sort of cook on this a little longer. But at the same time, I don't want it to go overboard with the length because obviously, this is all happening within the frame of the culling game,
Right. I
right?
mean, it's a setup, yeah, for
Yeah,
what's
it's set
coming.
up. It's not just setup, it's the setup to finding the angel person that has the ability to dispel curse techniques.
Right, to break out
Which
Gojo.
Yeah, which in of itself is just a setup. So yeah, I hope we don't spend too long on it, but I also hope we spend, the right amount in a sense.
Yeah, I mean that
Um,
feels like the easiest commentary we've ever made. If you do it right and you don't fuck it up, then it'll be good.
yeah,
you
but
know. But I
you
mean,
know what I mean.
yeah, I know what you mean. It's just funny because it's like I hope it's not too short. Yeah, but I hope it's not too long.
Yeah.
you know.
Well, no, you definitely have to hit that sort of that tightrope because Hakari is a character that we've been kind of anticipating for a long time. So I definitely do hope that he gets the sort of space for his introduction to breathe. But I would hate for his character to overstay his welcome when he's been, so when he's been such a big deal in our heads for such a long time, trying to theorize about him and whatever, and then he appears and it's boring as fuck because it takes 50 chapters for anything to happen, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if there's
so-
any criticism I've ever seen levied at Jujutsu Kaisen. It's not that it's boring as fuck, so I'm not worried about that.
That's true.
Just I hope it, I hope we don't rush out of here back to the culling game, but I also hope that the right sense of priority is used is all.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, do you have anything else to say on Jutsu?
I don't think so. It's the goat still, always.
Yeah. All right. So do we give it the obligatory rawness and swagness out of 10?
Rawness and swag, and look at these bunnies out of 10.
Look at my bunnies.
Look at all my bunnies out of 10.
All right. In that case, that's it, right?
That is it, everybody. Don't forget, if for some reason listening to the show in the last hour you forgot about the art contest, go back to the beginning of the video and listen to the rules again. And we will see you guys next time.
All right. Bye-bye.